I'm going to share with you some stats that just blew me away, Tommy, when I looked at the fact that John Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin, and Sean McDermott now have all been relieved of their jobs. Over the course of their collective times with their three franchises, they've won 63% of their games. Collectively, they've won 19 division titles, and they've appeared in the playoffs 33 different times as a group. And just as a point of reference, 63% of the wins, that translates into an NFL season of winning 11 games a year, the NBA winning 52, or MLB winning 102. That's also known as a playoff team in their average seasons. And all three of those gentlemen are out of their jobs. I wondered if you could take our listeners inside a relationship, a personal relationship that you have with John Harbaugh. What are the New York Giants fans getting in John Harbaugh as their new head coach?
Well, the times I've observed and spent time with Coach when go to Ravens camp and be around not just him, but the whole Ravens culture. That they're getting somebody from day one that's coming in with a vision of what this is going to look like, and he's going to recruit people that I think are going to want to be there because they see this is going to be fantastic for their careers. He's going to make the best person out of me. I think he challenges people. He is a great listener. I think he's done a tremendous job, and it plays itself out. The team he inherited was a good team when he started out with the Ravens, but there was a disconnect within the locker room. There was, you can read about these things. I wasn't a fly on the wall, but as the story goes, as he went to the most difficult people on the team and said, "Well, we're going to make this work. How are we going to communicate? You're too important to the team to be this corrosive to the team." And he flipped the script, and he flipped that thing around. And what happens, I think, over time, when you win a Super Bowl, you want another one, and then you want another one. You want all these things. People don't really understand how hard it was to even get on the field for an AFC Championship game. Just one time. There's people that coach in the NFL forever don't go to the NFC Championships, much less the Super Bowl, and that's okay. I don't expect fans to have that, but when you're in that industry and you look and you say, man, there's only one champion, and sometimes people win that had no business winning, and they're knighted and they're fantastic forever, and there's people that every single reason they should have won and they didn't, and they're not quite held in the same regard as those great coaches, except within the fraternity. But to the public, some people say, well, that person's a less of a coach, they didn't win a championship. And when you know what we know, and the distance between, you look at a ball rolling around the rim, and if it goes in, you're a genius and you're going to get an extension. If it goes out, you're an idiot, and we really should think about making a change. That's a tough standard to success failure. So I think what Harbaugh is going to bring to the Giants is a proven resume, a fantastic communicator, somebody that's going to absolutely uplift performance. And he is used to loyalty because he gives loyalty. He's not on-offense players. The one thing I do have a little concern is that media market there is a little bit different than the one in Baltimore, and they'll demand a lot more insight from him day to day than maybe he's used to or comfortable with. But never seen somebody so wonderful managing the spirits of his team. When they had tough losses, there were a lot of things that happened, and there were games that their team could have mailed it in. He had them ready to play. And that last game to come down to that one field goal, I'm not sure that if they beat the Steelers and they go to that next round, if they would have not won that next game, I'm sure we'd probably be still talking about it today. I think the Ravens had an expectation Super Bowl, and that's a great franchise. It's a great expectation to have. And after 18 years, it's a little different. I feel for the coaches that are getting whacked after 3 years, and you never get a chance to see what their vision could have been. But I'm going to tell you this: Tomlin, Harbaugh, McDermott, 63% of the wins. I don't think people appreciate that till they see maybe the next couple of years aren't going to be as successful. They're going to go, why did we get rid of these guys?
Oh, yeah. And I think it also just goes to show in a sport that's so driven by the quality of your quarterback, when you have a future Hall of Fame quarterback in Lamar and in Josh Allen, your standards are so high. You just don't want to miss on those windows because they're such exceptional talents. And you know that that's what it takes to help you win. No one person is helping, singularly winning a championship for you, but certainly when you have that type of talent, it seems as if the expectations are through the roof because it's undeniable that all three of those guys have done exceptional things for their franchises. I think two of them are leading their franchises in wins, and McDermott would have been there if he had gotten another year or two. He would have passed the famous Marv Levy for career wins there. All three of those guys will get opportunities elsewhere. One already has.